Real ones with me, I know we gon' beat the odds. Yup. Counterfeit. Guess they from the thought of it. People fake. Think they need to start a kid. Tryna be real. This right here to start a kid.
Huge thank you to today's sponsor, Giant Snacks. Giants is a small family-owned business that specializes in premium flavor and giant snack sizes.
From sunflower seeds and pistachios, pumpkin seeds and cashews, Giants has all the great snacks you need.
Don't forget some of the great flavors that they offer, from dill pickle to sweet Thai chili.
Or whatever flavor you're craving.
Check out the newest flavor that just arrived in stores.
Big Easy cashews and Big Easy sunflower seeds.
Available now online or in a store near you. Huge thank you to Giant Snacks for sponsoring this podcast.
Now let's get back to the podcast.
Guys, hoodies are out now. You don't have that much time left. The drop ends December 31st.
Every hoodie you buy gets you 5 entries to win AirPods.
It's pretty much as simple as that. Go onto our website, link down below, top of the description. Go purchase one of our hoodies. We have 3 designs there for you to choose from, and you'll be entered from there.
Thank you guys for supporting. Now let's get into the podcast.
Welcome back to the Beyond the Spotlight podcast, hosted by myself. My name is Jack.
And I'm Aiden.
And today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're wrapping it up, end of 2024.
A lot of great memories, a lot of great guests we have met, and we're excited to show you a little bit of all of them.
First of all, thank you to Giant Snacks for being an amazing sponsor. Do we get to keep one of these the seeds at the end since we have no guests?
Yeah,
we each get to keep one?
We get to take some home.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Got anything else?
No, let's get to it.
Let's do it. I remember having conversations about YouTube and just clips and everything in general with you, and it's really cool to see how far you've gotten.
Appreciate that. Thank you. It's cool what you guys have done here too. Like, John, you got to give me one of these seeds later or something. That's sick.
Wait till the end of the podcast, man. We gotta.
Let's go. I came to the right
something.
podcast.
Yes, sir.
He always does this.
I got that vibe, bro. I got the vibe from watching it. Like, he had some of the questions, and I could tell from watching the first one. I'm like, when he doesn't know what to say, he turns his head. And he's like, "All right, your turn." Just throws you under the bus.
And we are in the back seat of the 50 States car, and my cameraman's driving.
Yeah.
And we're just hanging out, and she was trying to hook up while we were in the back seat of it, while he's just right there driving. And I'm like, no, we are not doing that right now. Like, let's wait maybe until we get to the hotel. And we had a little bit of a drive, so maybe, I don't know, she was just feeling it. But I'm like, all right, let's no.
But Dalton, I got a little intro here for you. I'm gonna read. Today's guest is Dalton Songstead, the full-time filmer for Seaboys TV. Dalton has a real passion for videography, creating some amazing visuals for the Seaboys while also sharing them on his Kodak Media page. Through those creations, Dalton has reached over 65,000 followers on TikTok and over 25,000 on Instagram. He's also becoming a character on the Seaboys YouTube channel, known for his cinematic edit style videos and his beef between him and Evan. We're excited to dive into your journey today. Welcome to the podcast, Dalton.
Thanks for having me, boys.
I got something.
Okay, go ahead.
So I've got something. It's been stirring up in my head while we've been having this conversation. I've always thought of this word. It kind of stems from my dad. Okay, wait. I'm getting emotional.
Oh, no.
But keep going, please.
You're good, bro. You're good. You can take a second.
Yep, take a second.
You're good, brother. Of course. We can take 5.
Yeah,
Let's take 5.
But I am telling you, just understand that when that starts and that happens, and the take 5 needs to be a part of this, because that is like real and raw and awesome.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Bro, slumped in the background, bro. I gotta get a phone.
Our camera guy is sleeping
All
in
3
the
of our
background.
phones. Take it. Use yours.
Yeah. Take a clip. Bro, slumped right now.
Hopefully they're all rolling still. How are we supposed to know? Okay,
I'm gonna pop this clip up on the screen.
Okay,
right now
I
that Caden
gotta
took.
go look at them though. To
Yeah,
make
go
sure.
check. Go check.
it's called confessing legal things to the police.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's one of my most proud ideas I came up with. That was our first video to hit 1 million. And I viewed it. When I was thinking of it, I was thinking, what would Michael Scott do? That was like my mindset. It's like, what is something Michael Scott would do? I was like, Michael Scott would legitimately think that if he had to take one candy basket on Halloween and he took more than one, that's a legitimate crime, and he would go confess that. So I started thinking of shit like that, and then I pulled up to the police station and started confessing shit like that to the police, that I did stuff like that. Yeah, that was funny there.
If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we got like 7 cops on us at one point because I told them I ate like a hot dog from Burger King.
That's crazy.
Like, what the fuck is this kid talking about?
I feel like every detailer that watches this is just gonna understand, like, you have a carpet guy and you have a plastic guy. It's like, that's just how it works. And it has been awesome to see the transformation on these vehicles, having him a part of the team. So yeah.
Or they talk about knocking over, at one point in our school, nuns were the teachers. And they talk about knocking 2 8th grade boys knocking over a nun one time, right in the entrance
Oh my goodness.
of the 1965 portion of the building. And that nun, laying on her back, looked up and said, "Just let me die here."
Oh no.
I can honestly say I've never had a nun knocked over in our school. Again, times change.
Logan's
We've been
outside.
outside. We've been outside. Me and Logan about to go outside next time. We're going to Fargo. But yeah, man, that whole downtown, it's a great time in Fargo.
Bringing it back to football a little bit, how does it feel playing with some of those bigger names that have made it to the NFL?
Yeah.
Like Christian Watson. Why can't I think of the
Trey Lance.
There's a lot of them.
There's so many.
Most of them are linemen. That's why I think a lot of guys forget.
Did you play with Cody Malk?
Yeah, that was my dog.
Okay.
Big Cody. He was 1 year older than me. One or maybe
he was
2.
older than you? Damn,
Yeah,
I thought he was younger.
No, he was 1 year older, or maybe 1 year or 2 years older. But yeah, older. Cody Malk, Cordell Volson. Those are all my 2019, the time we beat JMU in the national championship. Like, I think that whole offensive line is in the NFL, or most of them are in the NFL.
That's crazy.
Or at that NFL time.
Sure.
Zach Johnson, Cordell Volson, Dylan Radins. Cordell blocks for Joe Burrow. Dylan Radins blocks for who was the Tennessee Titans guy? Levis. Will Levis.
Okay.
Blocks for Levis.
Cody's got Baker.
Cody's got Baker. I feel like I'm missing
Crazy.
I'm missing guys. But yeah, so that whole line, they were legit. And they blocked for Trey. Obviously, that's why Trey went to the NFL too.
Yeah,
he had time to throw. He had time to throw to me and Christian.
All right, I'm thinking, everyone's thinking, and I'm going to just ask you, are these girls trying to sleep with you? Are these girls trying to sleep with you? I just had to ask you, bro.
That is, well, so the 2 questions I get asked the most, hands down, from dudes is, how many did you sleep with?
What's your body count?
Yeah, that's hands down the number 1 question I get asked from guys. Girls ask, oh, how many did you fall in love with? Which is so funny, just like the difference between guys and girls,
Yeah.
For me, what I'll say is that, I'm a single guy, travel in the U.S., go on dates with some pretty gals, So, you could use your imagination of maybe what goes down. However, what I will say, I have a fun time or whatever, but what I will say is that, that is never a, goal of mine.
Right.
I gained probably 3,000 followers from the videos that I posted on TikTok. But prior to that, I had posted a bunch of thirst traps. I was a TikToker back in the day.
Oh, gosh, bro.
So I instantly had to go back and archive, I'd say probably 600 posts.
600?
Dude, that's where I gained all the followers in TikTok from.
How many do you have again? 65K? Something like that?
Yeah.
That's the same page? You have all your clips on now are the same page that you had thirst traps on?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude.
So what's your ratio?
Dude, my ratio.
of girls to guys following?
My phone dropped, but it's like 89% girls.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's shaking her boots.
And here's the really, really crazy thing that I wanted to say on a podcast. Well, back in the days when we were doing YouTube, let's say 5 years ago, I had CJ Snap because I was at that time they were adding people.
Same, yep.
And I was asking CJ, I'm like, yo, YouTube this. I was just asking him questions. And he probably answered a couple. But then as you do, you get too famous and you can't reply to everybody. But at that time, he actually blocked me, which is fine. I'm not mad about it. I was just some dumb kid asking him a bunch of questions. But he blocked me. And I think he remembered that because I said, yo, I'll add you. And he goes, oh no, here, you'll have to like do this. And he like re-scanned his phone on like his end. Cause I think he remembered, which would be crazy. I'd actually really like to ask him if he remembered that he blocked me a bunch of years ago. And then like literally 4 years later, I'm like in his shop beating his boy in a wheelie competition. You know, like how crazy is that? Like full circle. But I just wanted to say like, never give up on your dreams. Cause like literally like I could have took that as just like a shot, like a punch in the face. Like, oh yeah, like you're blocked. You're not worth anything. And at the time, like I was literally just a nobody, you know?
If you think about this, over 90% of businesses never make it to 10 years. So
Really?
if you can get to 10 years, you have now exceeded like 95% of the businesses out there. And when you think about that too, like running a business is hard. It is taxing on an individual. It can be. And I think a lot of times having exit strategies at year 5 or year 10, just so you can get out of business. So you're talking about 5 to 10 years. That's a really long time in business.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can go to the good comments. Those are the ones that, dude, that is why I'm doing this. You know, when you get those paragraphs of people saying, hey, you know what? I didn't think it was going to be good right away, but it was super organized. You guys did a great job. Those mean a lot more than whoever is making those comments think, you know?
Yeah, so there's one comment that I want to read. Just because it kind of touched us the most. This guy, right when Dalton's came out, he said, no clue who you guys are. I'm assuming this is recommended because I watch the Sea Boys religiously, but I got to say, I'm glad it was. Boys, this is one of the best engaging podcasts I've ever seen from the hosts and guests. Great job on the question and bringing the convo back to the topic at hand every time it is veered off. I was thoroughly impressed with your hosting skills. Keep grinding. This pod should blow up with you two at the helm. And like,
dude, that one hit.
Number one thing, and it may sound redundant, that they grow deeper in their faith. That is the number one thing. And it doesn't matter where you go. If you have a strong faith, sometimes we get wrapped up in money. We get wrapped up in all those things of this world. That we do a terrible job as a society telling people what's truly important. And if we can, like I said earlier, plant that seed that no matter where you end up, your faith and knowing, loving, and serving the Lord wherever you go, you can be perfectly happy not having all those things that this world promotes.
I mean, actually, before we get into that, I want to bring up this video that you had made, I don't know, a week ago, the country boy one or whatever.
Oh,
dude.
All right.
Personally, I'm with CJ too. Like, I think that was a dope video. I would do something similar, but I would also get clowned for that from my boys and stuff like that. But like, did you feel a lot of like hate on the internet? I mean, I saw like comments and shit. Does that affect you? You know what I mean? I don't know. That was kind of like 5 questions in one, but
Dude,
just dive into it a little bit.
To answer all of them at once, no, it doesn't.
Sure.
I love making videos.
Yeah.
I love making videos. And if you're commenting on the video and it's a good or bad comment, you're still interacting with the post. It still pushes it to people, that may like it or may not. Gained a ton of followers from it.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry.
There's more.
Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. There's more positive that came out of it than negative. And it's like if there's a negative comment, that just drives up the comments more for people to respond, and it just keeps going.
So right after I graduated high school, it was during COVID, and I had all that stimulus money and everything like that. And I was talking to this girl. She was a foreign exchange student in Spain. She came over. I met her at a party. We're talking, kind of like, I don't know, she's cute. I wanted to date her. I was like, she's a super beautiful girl. And anyway, she had to go back to Europe, right? And I was like, I'm coming with you.
To Europe.
Yeah, I was like, I'm coming with you. I was like, I'm graduated. You just graduated. Now you're going to go to Europe, and I'm never going to see you again, right? And then I was like, kind of in love with this girl a little bit. So I was just like, I'm coming with you. And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. I was like, bet. No, I'm dead ass. I'm booking the plane ticket, and I'm coming with you to Europe. So, yeah, I lived in Europe for like 3 months right out of high school. Yeah. I took all my stimulus money. I lived in Europe for a while with her and her family and everything like that. Had a great time. Oh,
where at in Europe?
Asturias. I don't know if I'm saying.
Was
it's like northern Spain.
Was it like
by the ocean? It's
did
like
they have accents? Or not
yeah,
really?
I mean,
yeah.
where we were is like where I guess where I was staying was in like kind of like a smaller town, so they didn't speak much English. But if you go to like Madrid and like bigger cities, yeah, I mean you get people speaking English. But
did you feel like any discrimination there? It's like, dude, this dirty American.
No, dude, being a white blonde male in Spain is like being Justin Bieber anywhere. Dude,
really?
Anything you want, you got it, bro.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Like, I think the one thing I would tell myself is to like keep my relationship with God like as good as it can be the whole time, because as you get older, you hit stuff that like can drag you away, or you get it put into situations where you kind of get tested, and then like the more little things that you do that take you away from God, like the bigger the space is between you and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it actually wouldn't have to be with anything with business or anything, because I feel like I have had a really good balance. I would say I had a really good balance of fun and like working hard and like hitting hard whatever project I'm working on at the time, but keeping that relationship with God is easily like the most important thing. And I would tell myself like, think of like, it's deep. It really is deep, thinking about every decision that you make, like leading you to where you want to be. And I would definitely tell myself to stay on track with that. So why not, for you, why not just go get a 9 to 5 and just be done at the end of the day and not have to think about it? Why be an entrepreneur, in your opinion?
Wow, that's a great question. I think honestly, it's just I'm wired that way. I don't know. I love the challenge of starting a business. I love the challenge of growing a business and figuring it out and how to not sell, but be profitable and whatnot. So it's much more fulfilling and rewarding starting your own thing than trying to build somebody else's vision or dream or anything like that.
Man, we want to go to the casino. Let's go gamble. See, that's more fun. That's more appetizing.
Wow. So you go to the casino.
Yep.
How long are you there?
Oh, we used to run shifts, and what we do when we're running shifts is me and a couple of my friends, we'd be there when the blackjack tables open at like 2 or 3, and we'd be there till they close at 2 or 3, like 2.
Oh my!
So we'd run shifts, but that proves to show we used to like actually win because we were still alive. We'd only go there with $150 and we're still alive.
Yeah.
So we must be making money. And then we haven't ran shifts in a while. I mean, we've gotten to a point where we'd lose like 4 hands in a row. We're like, screw this. And we'd just bet it all pretty much. But like,
So you say these group of friends. Is it like one group that is always the same and you guys just go gamble all the time?
Yeah. So I have these 2 friends that we mainly gamble like, that's a group to ask. We have a group chat where we just like, we'll start typing. And then, like, we'll jump in the group chat and say, you don't even need to finish it. We're on our way.
Huge thank you to today's sponsor, Giant Snacks. Giants is a small family-owned business that specializes in premium flavor and giant snack sizes.
From sunflower seeds and pistachios, pumpkin seeds and cashews, Giants has all the great snacks you need.
Don't forget some of the great flavors that they offer, from dill pickle to sweet Thai chili.
Or whatever flavor you're craving.
Check out the newest flavor that just arrived in stores.
Big Easy cashews and Big Easy sunflower seeds.
Available now online or in a store near you. Huge thank you to Giant Snacks for sponsoring this podcast.
Now let's get back to the podcast.
It's kind of a cutthroat space because everybody who's been golfing for a while thinks they know everything about golf, and any other opinion that gets thrown out, it's so wrong. It's like you don't even know what you're talking about with this clip, and we've gotten that so many times, but the more comments, and like I'll read the comment. There's a lot of people like, dude, I never read the comments because it just doesn't do well for my mental. Like I read a lot of the comments because I just don't even care anymore about if someone says like, I don't even know what I'm doing, or like, how do these 2 jabronis have their own golf pod? It's like, oh great, 2 more guys starting a golf podcast.
Right.
It's like that doesn't even bother me at all.
It's cool for the fans to see too, because they feel like if they go through something like that, they can talk to someone about it too.
Right.
Which was cool to see. Do you have anything to say on that or no?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think with that, I remember talking to my friend Ryan before that got uploaded, and he was the only one that knew that I was going to upload that. I just kept saying like honesty. I have to be honest. I can't like just not speak about that, but I also want to do it in a way that I would feel comfortable doing it. So like I mentioned to you guys, this is my 3rd podcast. I don't do podcasts because I don't feel like I'm a great talker long form. I don't I don't like to go online and constantly talk about shit over and over again like that, like problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I make one piece of like whatever you want to call it, content, whatever, and just get it all out in a creative way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my expression, and the internet can do what they want with it. And that's how I've always viewed it, I think, with stuff like that. Because I've only made a couple videos similar to that where I've talked about stuff like that. This one was definitely the most vulnerable for sure.
Who are those that really have been by your side for a long time?
Preston Huggett.
Yeah.
Preston Huggett is my best friend. He has always believed in me. He's always believed in me. He's always been there for me.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
He's the one that, do you still live with him or no?
No, he's down in the hometown.
He's back in New Ulm.
Yeah, I'm trying to get big so we can hang out together now. I'm trying to get big so he can come live with me.
I think I've only taken down 2 videos, bro.
What were those?
Oh gosh. There was one video that was just dog shit. I took down, and then there was another video of, there was this guy, this is a crazy story. There was a guy who we were doing like a fake, like telling people that they're homeless. And then this guy like got pissed at us. I don't know if you ever saw that video. And this guy's chasing us down the street with a backpack. And he's like, I'm going to pull my AK on you guys. And we're running away from this guy. And he pulls out, like started to reach in his bag. So we were bolting out of there. And he's like, I'm getting my homies, bro. Like blah, blah, blah. And I was like freaking out, bro. Like this is dead serious. I get to Florida like 2 months, 3 months later. This guy DMs me. He's like, bro, I'm coming to Florida to find you.
Oh, bro.
That's crazy.
I was tweaking, dude. I was like, oh my God, bro. Like I was so nervous, dude. And
just something else I wanted to touch on from my experience there. I couldn't imagine what it would be like or how hard it would be for a person to have a connection with God. If they're not raised in a family that goes to church or go to a school with that. It's hard for myself to stay on the straight path. And I was raised by a very Catholic family. We go to church every single week, and I was blessed to be at that kindergarten through 8th grade Catholic school. So I've been taught everything, and it's hard for myself to be on a straight path like that. I couldn't imagine someone who wasn't taught that by their parents, or their parents just don't do that, or they haven't been to that school. So I just want to thank you for everything that you did for me at St. Mary's. And all the conversations that we've had since then, because you've been a big mentor for me in my relationship with God. So thank you. I was going to bring it up because they were both like, obviously, big deals to us back then. Like they kind of influenced us to start something like
100%.
this.
Scotty Kramer and Tanner Fox and Tanner Bumgard. I mean, they were both huge influences on wanting to be on social media. But I think they did the same thing I did on a higher level. They filmed every last minute of their life, and then they hit a stage where they're like, I don't want to be seen anymore. And they literally went ghost. Like, dude, Tanner deleted everything. Like, you go look at it. I don't know if his Instagram has changed in the last couple months, but like he literally had like 0 posts up.
Tanner Fox just uploaded for the first time in 4 years on TikTok. And then Brongard, he posts all the time on Snapchat now.
Yeah.
It's like the big thing. But Tanner Fox, like legit, just like disappeared off the internet.
And you know what's insane? Do you know how much money he gave up every month to do that?
A lot of
money.
Dude,
Just in his merch, I bet he was doing hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million a month on merch.
That's crazy.
And
I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah, dude.
Like I watched them back then.
Disappeared.
Tell us about how that experience came about, like how that opportunity came about.
Yeah, so that was like, just crazy. That was something I didn't ever, like I wasn't expecting at all. But for Good Morning America, how that came about, I was on I think I was in Hawaii, my 49th date, in my 49th state in season 2. And a producer reached out from Good Morning America, and they were just like, hey, Matt, like I'm a producer with Good Morning America here in New York City, and we'd love to talk to you about like doing something with 58 City States. And so I'm like, oh, here we go. Let's go, And so I hop on a call with her, and they didn't really have a specific idea in mind. They just wanted to do something for like a finale. So we kind of like talked about my timeline, my plans, what we were doing, and all this stuff. And I was basically like, I will do anything to be on there. Like now I didn't show that because you want to,
Right.
like
Hard
you don't
to
want to,
get.
you don't want to like sound like desperate, like, oh, please, like be begging. And so I'm just like, obviously very respectful and talking to him through things. And so what we decided to do is we decided initially, now this is interesting. So initially, they wanted to have me bring my top 5 dates on Good Morning America, and then I pick my winning date live on air. So
do they even know?
No, they know.
Oh, they do.
Honestly, none.
Probably more Evan.
Yeah, no, dude. Evan.
You can elaborate.
Yeah, let's get into
Let's
it.
hear it.
Let's get into it.
Honestly, great guy. Great guy.
How much of that beef between you and Evan is real, and how much of it is for the camera?
How much do you think is real?
I don't really think hardly any of it is real, to be honest.
I'm on the other side. I think a little bit of it is real.
It's characters, man. You got to build the story. You got to play it up. But
I would say 30% of it's real.
Yeah.
30% of it's real. And dude, I mean, we're always hanging out after the end of the day. We're riding pit bikes. We're doing all this stuff together. It's like we're buddies at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, they're all older. So it's like, I don't want to say it's like brother thing because that's kind of weird, but it's like a little bit where it's like he's just picking on you because you're the young guy. I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Well, that's a really big deal. We have here we did our research and found out that you made history with that being the first NDSU athlete to sign an NIL deal, which is huge. How did that feel?
So that was a really happy moment for me because I knew, like, I literally was DMing this company, like, I'm like, they're about to release college athletes to get paid for NIL. Can we do, like, I want to be the first person to start this up. Can we work something out, something small? Like, yeah, let's do it. Like, when do we have to do this? I was like, they're releasing it tomorrow. And they're like, oh yeah. And luckily I was already back home in Minnesota. I think we were on a break or something like that. And they're like, it was my training facility, Game Face Training.
I brought like a lawnmower onto a football field during a football game, but I took the blade out. But I like walked on during the game, and they gave me a couple charges for that. I don't even remember now, but I had the lawyer of all time. Damn. This dude walked in on the court day. I'd never seen him. I'd only talked to him on the phone. Motherfucker, like 5'5". Like I was like, and then he was like didn't know anything about the case.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, what? So I got fried by the judge. I got like a bunch of shit for that. But I mean, we've had a few other charges that I got better lawyers for, and they got dropped. But no arrests, thankfully, for me.
Football, man. It was
so.
It was
if you
fun.
could go back, would you choose JMU right away?
That's a tough question.
Tough. That's tough for the podcast too. That's tough. So if you're saying if I didn't have the relationship, the friendships, the national championship, if I just had JMU and offer from NDSU, who would I pick?
Yep.
I probably, as a receiver, I think selfishly a little bit, as a receiver, I probably would have chose JMU just because of the more pass-friendly offense. And they still won a lot of football games. Obviously lost to NDSU, but won a lot of football games and guys had good seasons there. I probably would have chose JMU, but since having my experiences at NDSU, I would choose NDSU every time just because of
the relationships.
And that's just when I go to NDSU, I feel like that's home for me. Like I go back to JMU. I went back there one time for a game this year. Still a great atmosphere. Loved it there. But I was just there for a short year. I was there from January to December. So like 11 months. NDSU, I go back there, it is home. Like I know where to go. I don't need maps, GPS, nothing. Yeah. I can get to Happy Harry's. I can get all the way to the Union.
We got some questions for you, some Aaron Rodgers trivia. So you got to try and do your best on this.
Oh my gosh.
He's got it.
This is going to be...
Let's see how big a fan you are.
This is going to be good.
So number 1, what college did Aaron Rodgers play for before entering the NFL?
Butte Community College, and then he went to California. Golden Bears, 1 for 1.
What's the nickname of Aaron Rodgers' famous touchdown celebration?
The belt, the freaking discount double check.
Yes.
Come on, man.
What game showed? I'm just gonna keep running.
Oh, just you?
Jeopardy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Ask the question though. So
what
the
game
audience
show
knows.
did Rodgers guest host? What is the name of Rodgers' production company?
I don't know. What is it?
Suspended Sunrise
I
Productions.
wouldn't have got. Keep going. Keep going.
What significant injury did Rodgers suffer in the 2023 NFL season?
Or his Achilles.
Do you guys know Joey Gallo?
Joey Gallo? That sounds super familiar. Who's Joey Gallo?
This is just this summer. This is just recently.
Oh!
Baseball player?
That's crazy.
He hit you up in your DMs?
Yeah, he hit me up.
What was his pickup line?
Honestly, I can go look at it.
Do it.
You want me
Yeah,
to?
pull it up.
Okay, because I don't remember.
Any other ones that we should ask you about after?
Do you know Brent Rivera?
Yeah.
He just hit me up.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's like actually really, really famous, but his is like younger.
He literally slid in saying, "Hey," with an exclamation point and a blushing face.
What was the response?
I said, "Hey," back because I remember, I don't know who I told, but they're like, "No way, like respond to him, like you gotta text him back." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I texted him back and I just said, "Hey," and then he just blatantly says, "How's your day been going?" And I'm like, I just have a conversation back with him, and then
Lots of scrolling. I saw that.
My first video, I ran into a fence. I didn't even hit my head. I ran into a fence, and then I remember checking that later that night when I was playing video games with my dad, and I'm like, oh my God. Like refreshing it every 2 seconds to see what's going on. But yeah.
And how many views did that one climb to, that fence video? Do you know?
I don't know what. I think it's at probably a little less than 20 million right now.
Oh my God.
20 million.
But like right away before I posted the next video, probably within 24 hours, it was at probably 2 or 3 million views, which was, I mean, I had no followers. I was like, holy crap, like a million people, 2 million people. That's insane.
All right,
It's interesting.
If we put you and Evan in a boxing ring, how many rounds is it lasting and who's winning?
Okay, well, Evan's winning. I'll just straight up say
No
that.
way.
Yep. Dude, he is a dense nug. He is a nug. I don't even know. And he's got he's jacked.
He's strong.
He's
Yeah.
jacked. I mean, I don't know. He's winning. I don't know what
That's
else to
crazy.
say. Yeah. I mean, I would probably last how many rounds are there? 4,
Dude,
5?
as many as you want. I mean, 8 rounds maybe?
I'm probably last 4.
Okay. That's crazy. I can't believe you're saying you're not winning, bro. You got the reach on him.
Dude, I'm definitely going to try, but he's so low to the ground. You'll see it in an upcoming video maybe, but we were putting these wheels on a truck and he just starts wrestling me. And he's so low to the ground that he'll just take my legs out and I have no leverage.
So earlier you touched on some of the people that you've been able to meet. So I'm going to give you a quick list of the people that you have that I know of, and then I want you to say maybe a couple that I missed and your favorite person to meet, favorite experience that you've had with them. So I got Sugar Sean, Colby Covington, Brecky Hill, Skybree, Nick Naracina, hopefully I said that right, FaZe Rug, NLE Choppa. I want to touch on that. That was crazy. Balin Levine, Gideon, Ray Allen, randomly.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy. And that's pretty much all I got.
My favorite one, man. The UFC fighters, all 3 of them, coolest guys, like the most and that's so fun for me because I'm a big fan of martial arts.
Yep.
And I love watching it. So meeting them, it was so fun. Sugar Sean is probably the coolest, just because he's real into this stuff.
There's this baseline with every people. You want to present yourself to the world and you want people to lean into you. I mean, that's a fact. Everybody wants to do that.
Right.
But what people want to do is they say, well, the best way I can do that is to be the hero of my own story. I'll tell you everything I did. Oh my God, then I did this. Then I saved a bunch of kids. And then I did this. And people are saying, I'm begging you, stop, because I don't like you, right? Just because, don't tell me how good you are.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work. But then the other side, people want to be the victim. It's like, oh, and then this happened to me, and then this happened, and it's so sad, and then this happened. It's like, stop. I don't need you to be the victim, but somewhere between hero and victim lies something very real and something very true.
So when I didn't get drafted, obviously I was down and out for 3 weeks. I just didn't want to play football anymore. I didn't know.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, do you want to go through that a little bit?
let's
How
go
did
through
you
it. Let's go
feel?
through it.
I'm sure that just it's
So
your dream,
It's
right?
your dream. It's everything you've been working for since I was 9 years old up until 2024. Just I had every moment planned. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna go to the pro. I knew what was gonna come. And right when that plan didn't work, I was stuck. I didn't know what to do. Like I was telling everyone. Everyone asked me, "What are you gonna do after college?" I'm going to the NFL. I'm going pro. And I truly believed it. And when it didn't happen, I was lost. Like I don't even know. Like if my mom was on the podcast, she would tell you. I stayed downstairs, didn't leave the basement for probably 1 or 2 weeks. She would bring me food downstairs. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to see anyone. I was embarrassed. I'm like, everyone watched me beat Phoenix Pros on the field. Like, oh, he's gonna make it, and he didn't. And I was embarrassed as a person, as a player, and I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to.
And I'm sure there was pressure too with
my gosh, the pressure.
Your cousin,
my stepdad,
your cousin,
my best friends. Like everyone, like it was. I think, and that's something that I had to work on too. Is just like, it's not like nothing's ever gonna go your way 100% of the time.
What's your favorite podcast that you listen to?
Theo Vaughn for sure.
You didn't want to say Beyond the Spotlight?
Well, not there yet. But yeah, Theo Vaughn has the craziest guests on. He had Big X the Plug. I love Big X the Plug. Yep. He had Post Malone. He had Mark Cuban. Just like icons.
And then he also has guys or people like that Mall Cop. I don't know if you watched that episode, or the Lunch Lady, like literally a normal school lunch lady. Like he is hilarious. I'm totally with you. What's that called again? This past weekend, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, to be honest.
You don't know who Theo Vaughn is?
I don't.
No way.
I don't keep up with social media, dude.
He just says the most out-of-pocket stuff at the weirdest times ever.
I probably do. Wait.
You definitely do.
From the good old NASA
When are
store.
you getting a haircut?
Dude, when are you going to get a haircut, bro?
What are you talking about? My hair looks fire.
Dude, you look like a kid.
No, my hair looks fire. I mean, it's kind of tough.
Bro, my hair is like, that's the flow nowadays, you know? You got to have the long hair.
That ain't the flow.
Bro.
That flow is horrible.
Bro!
No way you tipped over because I was hating on your hair, bro. No way. I'm going to let you get up by yourself, too. I'm going to let you get up by yourself.
I don't know if you guys know that ginger who wears that wife beater, Tuck OT.
Oh, yeah. That dude
he's
is
in there.
so funny.
He's a maniac. He's like, the funny about him, he doesn't play a character, bro. That's actually how he is. Yes,
no way.
He's a maniac. Like, he's so funny. I think like doing something with him, though, would be hilarious.
What happened to him? Is he still posting?
I think he's more streaming based, like kind of like those other guys.
Okay. Should we turn this light on?
I'm about to spit. Okay. I'm about to do a podcast. About to say some dumb shit. About to get recorded. About to have some fun shit.
That's crazy. Hell yeah. Hey. All right, guys. I forgot to make an outro for this video, so I'm doing it now. Thank you guys so much for watching the Beyond the Spotlight podcast, and we look forward to an amazing year next year. January is going to be insane. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Can't wait to see what this video looks like next year. All right, we'll see you guys later. Real ones.
With me, I know we gon' beat the odds. Counterfeit. Guess it from the thought of it. People fake. Think they need to start a kid.